everyone, my name's Kristen and welcome to my Cathedral Garden. If you are new here, I'm so glad you're here. A little bit about me is I am a former elementary education major and teacher who is now a homeschooling mom to 4 kids. I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, a kindergartner, and a 3-year-old. And today I wanted to do a curriculum review for All About Reading Level 1 that I did with my kindergartner this past year. So come join me. Okay, All About Reading Level 1. I used this with my kindergartner this year. I have a 6-year-old girl and we have absolutely loved it. It has been so great. Okay, I'm gonna break this video down into a few different parts. I'm gonna tell you why we loved it, if there was anything that we did not really like about it, and then I also want to show you all the supplies that level 1 comes with, and just a few of the things that you either may want to have or can order from them and kind of the setup. And I will timestamp all of this in the description box below, so if you were just wanting to look for one specific thing, you can find it there. Okay, All About Reading. One of the reasons that I loved this so much was it is made for the homeschooling parent that has never taught reading. I have a slight advantage because I have taught children to read before, so I know a few different tips and tricks that can help in different areas. But this book assumes that you have not, and it is written in such an easy format in the way that it gives the parent the confidence that they too can do this. The very first sentence it says on what you should know about this program is, first of all, you can do this. And so if you are a parent that is nervous about teaching a kid to read, please know that this curriculum is set up for you and to give you success as a parent. I wanted to show you what your lesson plan will look like. And this is lesson 1. Every lesson starts out with a page for the parent. Every single one. It tells you what to grab, and if you need to know anything, such as what this letter says or doesn't say, or any information that you might need to know, it is written out plainly for you. Then it tells you with pictures and with words that are short and sweet and concise how to teach this lesson. It tells you word for word and with pictures what to do. So this one says, be sure your student uses the pointer finger of his dominant hand for this exercise. And it tells you build the word map with your letter tiles. And then it tells you in quotation marks, this is what you say to them. Watch while I show you how we sound out words. I touch under each letter tile and I say the sound of that letter. Touch under, and it says touch under the M and say ah. Now go back, and then it tells you now go back to the beginning of the word and blend the sounds together. Slide your finger under the words, under the letters, and say map. So you would go app, map. It tells you exactly what to do, and it is that way and that spelled out for you throughout this entire book. I'm just, it's so parent friendly. Another thing that we absolutely adored about this curriculum is the fact that my daughter did not sit down and write on a single worksheet for her reading curriculum the entire year. And yet she is reading words that I am just blown away by. I still, if I think about that fact, especially as a former primary school teacher, of her never having to be required with her reading curriculum to write anything or do a worksheet or any of those things, I didn't think it was possible. I really didn't. But the fact of the matter is that it is possible, and they make it so fun. They make it enjoyable. They learn to read and they practice their reading after certain lessons by playing games, not by doing worksheets. it made this round of learning to read so much easier, and I'm grateful for that. I really, really am. I feel like there's just not another thing probably quite like it. So that was one of the biggest and most amazing aspects, the biggest praises I could give to this actual curriculum, is that it did things in a different way. The fact that she did not get frustrated because she was having to write a lot, and instead she just got to have fun and practice reading and not even know that she was practicing reading, really. She just thought she was playing a game. But at the same time, she's getting enough repetition in that she's learning, and learning well. So I adored this. Those were the two biggest, most amazing features of this curriculum. Okay, so I'm going to go now and explain to you what all you will need and what all this curriculum will come with. And then I'm going to maybe go into, from there, the cons that I found, which aren't very many, but I just do want you to be aware of things. Okay, so I actually have our level 2 already set up in here, but it's the same exact concept, so that's fine. This is level 2 set up, but what it will come with is every level comes with these different cards. So there are cards here, and they're set up in this box. There are these cards, letter cards, and then there are different divider cards per each level. Let's see here if we can get that to focus. There we go. So words for review, words that you've mastered, and then here's the ones for future lessons. And so you put these cards behind whatever it is you're working on. And so the cards that you want to review, you keep them all in front of the cards, phonemic cards to review. These are the phonemic cards. Now, once you've mastered them, once your student has them down pat, you don't need to go through them every single day. And you can put them behind the word cards mastered. But there is one for every letter of the alphabet, and then for different combinations, such as SH, digraphs, and diphthongs, though they don't call them that. That is a consonant team. And so this is consonant team NK, and it says nk, and so it has what they're supposed to say, and then for you as the parent, the sound that it should make. So that's super duper helpful. Once they've mastered that though, that can go right back there. And it's easy because it keeps it all in order, easy to set up. That's great. And then you also have what they call leap words. These are words basically that are sight words, words that don't follow the rule that you have just taught them, such as the word have. It's got a sneaky E at the end of it, but it is not the word have. So that is a leap word, a word that they just have to know by sight. Okay, so they'll go through these. I keep these up there all year. They will go through every single sight word every time they do a lesson for me. I never say that they have mastered those. And then also you will have word cards that they will go through and practice the words that they have just learned. Obviously, once again, this is the cards for level 2, so they're not going to learn branch in the first lesson of level 1. They're going to learn map. They're going to learn CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant words, and that's fine. This is just for demonstration. And they will have time to practice those. So that is just real quick. I start off with the cards, and then we go into our lesson from there. Okay, I am hopping on here because I felt like I did not do a great job explaining this initially. So when you buy All About Reading Level 1, it comes with a teacher's manual, a student packet, and all 3 readers. They then tell you that you need to purchase a reading interactive kit. This is a kit that you will use for all 4 levels. It's a one-time purchase, and it includes letter tiles, magnets, phonogram sounds app, and divider cards. Now that is the basic interactive kit. There is another one, a deluxe reading interactive kit, and that comes with everything I just said, plus a reading review box and a reading tote bag. That reading review box is made specifically to house all of the cards for all of the levels. And I wish I would have just purchased that, but it was an extra $23 or so, and so I decided to go and just find one off of Amazon and create my own. However, now they have a option to get just the reading review box for $13, and I think I would do that at this point. So there is that. Then it also comes with letter tiles. So you will have letter tiles that can magnetize up onto the board, and that is what you will use to make the words. And so I'm going to show you this. Now that could be considered a con in some areas because the size board you need is large. It is a very large board. It is not, you're not going to be able to just get away with a little, whiteboard that you buy at the beginning of the school year. I think it is a 20 by 17 maybe. It's large. So that could be considered a con in some people's eyes. However, they did come out with a letter tiles app that you can buy from using either Google Play, Android or Apple devices. I think it's $20, but you don't ever have to get out your letter tiles if you don't want to. You don't have to set them up. That is also something that they are all magnetized. So let me get mine out and I'll show you. So they're just these little cards, these little letter tiles. And then you have to pull apart the magnets, pull out the sticky part, and put the magnet on all of them. So take that information for what you want. I think if y'all have seen any of my other videos where I've had all about reading lessons out, y'all have seen the board that I use that has ended up working pretty good. If I can find it on Amazon, I will link it. It is very old. I bought it when my oldest, who is almost 11, was about 3. Here it is all set up. And this board, it's meant to be a tabletop whiteboard. So it's meant to sit like this on your table, but it's also magnetic. However, I use it because it stores flat. And so that is super duper helpful. And then we just have our letter tiles all on that. Now this is large though, but it's not as large as the whiteboard that they're wanting you to get. But that's where your letter tiles will go. That's where ours live. They just stay on there and we use them for whatever lessons we need. Like I said, I will link this if you are interested. So you have the letter tiles that come with your curriculum, or you can buy the letter tiles app. I think for next year I will be buying the app just for ease of use. And then you also get 3 different readers, and it is so fun. They get so excited every time they finish one of them. You also get a learning activity book, and here was my biggest downfall. It's one of the biggest pros of this curriculum that I did not even realize that you can take it, and when you're done using that activity and that lesson, put it in a page protector, put it in a binder, and you're ready for the next kiddo that you have coming up. You will have to cut out different activities, and then there's a game that corresponds with that activity. And then it tells you exactly what to tell them in the teacher's manual. So that's great. Every lesson has a warm-up sheet where they practice their words, and then they practice phrases. So they'll practice new words, and then they'll practice phrases, gas cap, like having to read with fluency. And that is what that is working on. And then they'll practice sentences. And this gets longer the more they go on. So here's some that are towards the end of the lesson activity. It is great because your student is getting access to a lot of practice. They are going to be reading a lot of words. By the time you're done with your word cards, your lesson your new cards that has the concept that you were just introduced on there. Those are the new word cards. And then they have these little fluency practice sheets that they are going to go through. So while they are getting a lot of practice, it can also become very long, and they can start to get tired or frustrated, things like that. So know that going in, that the lessons get long. They can. In fact, we started breaking up our lessons into two, some of them. For some lessons, like say it was lesson 46, they would want you to read 2 stories plus do all of these other things, the other fluency worksheets and the cards. We would only read 1 story, and then we'd do it again the next day, practice the cards, the fluency sheet for the upcoming story, read the story again. So it really did break it down into 2 lessons. So there are only 53 lessons in this thing in total, but I broke up. Once I got to about the second half of it, I started breaking apart every single lesson just about and putting it into 2, just because of the amount of work that was in it. If you cannot tell, I am raving about this. It is so great. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and I would recommend it for any kind of learner. I would recommend it for a learner that is struggling. I would recommend it for kids that might be struggling with reading issues, like my little second grader. I would recommend it for kids that are flying through it and just want to know and learn more. It's so good. They do not get bored with this. I, as a teacher, do not get bored with this. They play games. They are constantly learning, constantly working on things. 10 out of 10 would recommend it. I can see it working for almost every single type of learner and kid out there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, for watching this video. If you have not done so already, please give me a thumbs up if you like this and if you want to see more curriculum videos. And don't forget to subscribe. That really helps out smaller channels more than you could ever realize. And then if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the content that we will put out, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you'll get alerted every time I post a new video. And then tell me below in the comments if you have used this before or if you have any questions. I love talking to y'all there, or you can find me over on Instagram. It's my Cathedral Garden, that's my name, I handle there. And I enjoy chatting with y'all and getting to know y'all so much over there. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. Feel free to reach out. I super enjoy that. Okay, until next time, bye guys.